Testing. Testing. There has been a rare occurrence that requires investigation. I have failed to bear tin children.
Thank you for the report, Tin Person Peter.
Have there been any recent factors that could have affected the health of your offsprings?
Not at all. Never have I, even in the last year, interacted with anything dangerous. I'm sure of it. All I've had to eat this week has been eggs, polyester, plexiglass, Hulorpy leaves, and carbon fiber.
Were your seeds delivered safely?
They were. I was in the regular birthing office, and all 6 tin seeds came out of my stomach successfully. I slid down to see them transform, and then something terrible happened. Every single one of them disintegrated into dozens of tiny pieces. I've lost my only chance to have tin children. I wish tin people were able to give birth more than once. And my family does not have a history of failed reproduction like this.
Yes, we figured. We are sorry for your loss, and we'll start an investigation soon. Who's next on the list?
We just wanted to have a new friend for Tin Mom to play with, but now we can't.
And then suddenly dust exploded out.
The doctor couldn't explain how baby horse could be so.
It looked like there was an irregular spot right where offsprings are produced.
Tin Monty's not going to be happy when she finds out.
Of my stomach in one quick blast.
Floppy and unevenly lumpy.
Might have been caused by
There will be no turtleto.
Wait. Hey, one meeting at a time. Leave this area at once.
I work in the liquid station at the Hulorpy restaurant. I think I know why all these birth failures are happening.
Okay, tell us, but make it snappy. This is our last meeting block.
Well, just today after I finished my shift, I saw something in the debacterialization station next to me. There was a fluorescent yellow mark on the debacterializer. I remember in Hulorpy Leaves 101 we were taught that the fluorescent yellow is a warning, telling us that something has gone wrong with the operation. If the debacterializer stopped working, do you know what that means? The whole multiverse could be eating bacteria-filled, offspring-killing leaves.
Interesting. Well, now we know where to start our investigation. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about, Turtlertolito?
I don't think there's anything that needs to be said now. I just want to find out the truth.
Then, I suppose we can use the meeting time to begin our investigation. First, we must contact Hulorpy Beardo. Find out if he's seen any sign of—
Wait a minute. We don't need Hulorpy. We just need a Hulorpy leaf. And the extraction needle.
Right you are.
Now for the moment of truth. It's in it. It's in the leaves.
What?
Does this mean?
Many have been affected by this harmful substance. Reproduction in the multiverse may no longer be possible.
We must contact Hulorpy.
Hulorpy Beardo, you have been summoned to our tin government emergency meeting. Arrive as soon as possible.
Now what could this be about?
It was found in the first leaf sample we retrieved. Has your debacterialization process been working as expected?
No. I can't believe this is happening.
Mr. Circlecard Beardo, just how many beings in the multiverse received leaves from your restaurant?
All of them. There's not a single one who hasn't.
Our multiversal population can only get lower now. What do we do? I don't know. For the first time in my career, I don't know what to do.
How will we tell everyone?
I will tell them. It's my fault that this happened. The restaurant will have to be shut down. No more leaves can be eaten by anyone. I'm so sorry about this. I know it can't be changed. I just feel terrible. I have to assemble the basement beings. Thank you for your investigation.
Hello, Hulorpy.
Hi, Mr. Timefoil. You don't have to pretend like you want to talk to me.
I really do. I don't care what you've done, you need to be able to talk to somebody. And so do I.
Do you know why it happened? Why the anti-evaporator got into the leaves?
I don't.
It's because the debacterializer in the second station stopped working. The anti-evaporator chemical remained in every leaf that was produced from then on. It was because of me that it wasn't fixed. After I heard about what happened, I looked in the debacterialization station to see if it was true, and it was. The yellow warning light had come on. I now remembered something I had forgotten for years. Sam, the tin worker who worked in the station, was colorblind and had been since birth. He saw everything in grayscale. When I was talking to him about the accident, he told me that the light had been on ever since he started working there, and he thought that it was a light to signal that the machine was powered on. He didn't know that it was yellow. The machine's issue must have started to take its toll on the leaves last year. I was going to tell Sam that he should have listened at the orientation, where I explained that the light colors could mean different things, but then I remembered something else. He had not been at that crucial part of the orientation. He missed the first part due to an emergency, and afterward he asked me if there was anything important he had missed when he wasn't there. I told him he didn't miss anything important, but I completely forgot about his color blindness, so I didn't think I needed to mention the color codes. So, I forgot he was colorblind. That was bad, but not as bad as the reason I forgot. During my interview with Sam for the restaurant position, he mentioned his colorblindness to me. I told him that I would make sure to implement some strategies to accommodate it, and I made a note of his disability in the candidate section of my notebook. I hired him, the restaurant officially started, and I never once remembered his disability until it was too late. But that day of Sam's interview, I was so excited to finally start up this restaurant. My dream of supplying leaves to the entire multiverse was about to be achieved. Even during the interview, exciting visions of my new restaurant were running through my head. I listened to him, and I really did make a mental note to accommodate his colorblindness, but I forgot, because I was so focused on trying to set up this restaurant. I already knew I never used to look in my notebook, but in my haste to get the restaurant going, I assumed that I could trust my mental reminder to come up when it needed to. And it never did. Sam must have thought I had already made things ready for him. And the restaurant continued for 4 whole years. It was me. It was because I wanted so much to start the restaurant that all this damage was done to the multiverse. I'd known for a long time that I couldn't eat leaves, and I thought I could at least give others the experience of leaves. And I can't even do that.
But you did.
Yeah, I did, until the basement's entire population was poisoned. That's all it amounted to. I guess I can't try to do something good without ruining everything. I did something so bad. So bad.
My time machine has helped many people, Hulorpy. Lots. I helped the power company test their fusion reactor by taking the only available worker back multiple times to help start the reaction, which required 4 tin people at once. I helped that person find her lost dogs by taking her back to retrace the dog's steps. I helped a horse reunite with his deceased father by periodically taking him back to when he was alive. I've lost count of how many problems I've solved. But there was one day where I was trying to help a person named Michael. I had just taken him back 3 years earlier to retrieve rocks from before the Great Rock Shortage. He wanted to build a mountain of rocks for his wife Rachel, because they had always wanted one near their house. But on the way back to the present, something from the time machine zapped him on the head. After we got out, he seemed fine for a while, building the rock mountain at a quick pace and everything, but soon he started to slow down and question what he was doing. When he was done, his wife came outside, and she was overjoyed. She ran over to thank Michael, and he had no idea who she was. After several questions, Rachel came to realize that he had no memory of anything they did together, and nothing about himself either. I watched them day after day, talking about things he didn't remember, and I thought about how it was my flaw that had caused this. My invention. Right then I started to feel like a fool for trying to make this machine in the first place. I am no Benjamin Franklin, I told myself. What was I thinking? It was only going to screw things up. But I wasn't thinking of anything else I had done. I wasn't thinking of the hundreds and hundreds of times I prevented something awful from happening to people. This was a good machine, and this was one tragedy that it caused. I am an inventor, Hulorpy. My goal is to help people, and more often than not I succeed in doing that. There's no knowing exactly how our traits will affect the world around us. We could have been anything. We could have been born as creatures who accidentally set the world on fire every time they want to say hello. But to be born as creatures who do so much good, who can think about things, and learn from experiments and mistakes, it doesn't get much better than that. The only way it would be better is if we handled every situation perfectly. Do you know how possible that is, Hulorpy?
It's not.
And it never will be. You made a mistake, Hulorpy. You shouldn't have done what you did. But don't let that make you think there was no point in starting that restaurant. Those leaves were good. But it's unfortunate how we can't change anything now. I wish I still had my time machine.
Wait, you can't make another one?
I can't. That machine was the only one in existence that survived as long as it did.
And soon after it started acting up, it exploded without warning, taking the shadow revival particles with it. Shadow revival particles are essential to a time machine's function, and when the machine was gone, no trace of those particles remained in our observable multiverse. I had possessed the only shadow revival particles that were left. Benjamin Franklin's workspace would have contained some more, but unfortunately, when Benjamin perished in the portal malfunction incident, the debris broke the buckets that held the particles, and they escaped out of our world. Now they're all gone. If only we had them. If only we could reverse this tragedy.
That's how I felt when I found out I couldn't eat leaves. I wanted to reverse my entire life and start one where I could have what I most wanted. But instead I gave what I most wanted to others. Say, that's it. I know what we can do.
To solve the leaf poisoning.
No, to increase the population again.
Increase the Hulorpy. Every single one of us will be gone soon. These two universes are all we have. Scientists already confirmed that there's nothing outside of this basement. And there's nothing outside of the condo floor universe either. Where would you expect to get more of us? There won't be anybody left.
That's not true, Mr. Timefoil, and Benjamin Franklin would know that.
Benjamin Franklin.
Do you remember how many universes Franklin claimed there were?
An infinite number.
None of his portals survived, right? Other than the main one, of course, but that can only go to one other universe.
There are no other portals, no.
Are there instructions for how to build them?
There should be, in the public artifact archive.
Portals don't need shadow revival particles, do they?
They do not.
This is what we can do. We get a copy of the instructions from the archive. Then we somehow learn to build a portal that can transmit signals to any universe. Then we draw pictures that describe our need to repopulate our world. We convert those pictures, plus the portal instructions, into easily decipherable signals that we broadcast individually to the infinite series of universes. And then we wait. Eventually, another civilization will hear our message, go through the portal, and enter these universes to start a new generation of creatures.
An entirely new generation of creatures. None of our native species will live on.
They will become extinct, yes, but they'll still live on.
What do you mean?
Look around you, Mr. Timefoil. What do you see?
Our home. And everything we've created.
Exactly. As long as everything we've made survives, so will we. Both our universes are filled to the brim with the essence of every creature who ever lived there. Every tool, resource, building, restaurant, piece of art, toy, document, text has the ability to live forever. Not just things either. Think about everything that's happened here. Each and every event that has occurred, every accident, every celebration, has left a trace of some kind. A crumb of a leaf, a hole in a wall, a gas stain, a burn mark. Extinct or not, we aren't going anywhere. So, what do you think?
Let's do it. This is the best thing we can do. That was some very good thinking, Hulorpy. Benjamin Franklin would have been proud of you.
I hope he was proud of himself, too. We couldn't do this without him. Are you ready?
Yes, I've got nothing else to do, as you might have guessed. Let's go.
working.
I wonder how long it's going to take.
Well, we know one thing. It's not going to take forever. Ah! Strumgly!
Oh, so suddenly I exist now, huh? Yes, I know I've done some bad things in the past, like trapping creatures inside my illegal house, almost swallowing one of your customers, eating customers' leaves without permission, breaking into people's homes without permission, not asking permission without permission, breakdancing in the library, crashing my skateboard into every building in town, and so on. But I've changed since then. I regret the things I did, okay?
Strumgly, the reason we haven't been talking to you is because you've been so quiet. You never sing those songs anymore. Remember when you used to do that? How lively it made things?
Yes, it's just I never have any ideas for songs anymore. Nothing happens around here anymore. Nothing. Anywhere.
It's true.
Hey, I know. I'll try to make myself fly. That'll be exciting. Okay, are you ready? I'm gonna do it, guys. Okay, here I go. Ah! I'm out of my box. I'm too embarrassed to write a song about this. What am I gonna do now?
Strumgly, will you please stop yelling? This is not what I meant by being less quiet.
Hulorpy,
Yeah?
come here, quick. Have you read any of the books in the green basket?
Yes, I've read some of them.
Do you remember the book that talked about those mysterious creatures called humans?
Oh my.